Alright, and welcome to round 4 of our Thursday Night Modern Casual Tournament. In the final round, we have Cliff on the left, who mulled once on Jund, and we have Dustin on the right on Dredge. Now, funny story, this is a rematch of the very first video we ever uploaded, where Dustin pretty handedly defeated Cliff, so we'll see if he can redeem himself. So, alright. Dustin opens up with Stomping Ground and pays 2 life, and Cliff ends up Inquisitioning him. Oh, he plays the new Adventure card. This is the card that lets you, Merchant of the Veil, lets you discard a card and draw a card. Kind of a good replacement for Faithless Looting, because you get to discard and draw, and as we can see, this is why it's amazing. So he pitches 1 card and gets to dredge a bunch. Hits a Narcomoeba and 2 life of the Loams. So now Cliff gets to look at his hand and see that there's nothing relevant left to really take. You're just going to put more cards in his graveyard that he wants there. So we got to see the full power of Merchant of the Veil in action right there. Now Dustin can untap, dredge life from the Loam, and continue this chain. And so Cliff chooses the lesser of 2 evils. I probably would have taken Bloodghast myself, leaving the other bigger dredger in his hand. Now he's got to hope that he whiffs on some of these dredges here. Puts another Bloodghast and a Megababa. I can't think of his name right now, the zombie guy. Kind of got a cold right now, so cards are going in and out of my head. So the amalgam zombie. So he plays a land, just going to trigger the Bloodghasts. Both the Bloodghasts coming in are going to trigger his Amalgam for end of turn. End of turn, Amalgam's going to come into play. He hard casts Life of the Loam just to get back his Gorth Quarter and re-putting another Dredge card back in his graveyard. Get in for 1, pass the turn. So that's not a bad start. You can't say that's a bad start at all. Thanks to the new Merchant of the Veil. I'm really liking that card. It's a good replacement for Faithless Looting, like I said. So Amalgam comes in. He now has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 attack power on turn 2. So Cliff's reviewing his hand, probably asking himself why he plays Magic, I'm guessing. Post board, this is a pretty horrible matchup. You have to hit an early Scavenging Ooze, or if you've got main deck sweepers, I know some do, some don't nowadays, to be able to knock his board out and get back in this game. I would expect maybe a Termaglyph coming down this turn, just to do something. We shall see. And even funnier with Merchant of the Veil, after you do its ability, is that if you ever have to go into beatdown mode with Dredge, turns into a creature, so you can beat down. Termaglyph does come down. Land, sorcery, 2/3? Is a land and a sorcery in the graveyard right now? Well, after he dredges, there'll probably be more. Land, sorcery, and creature, so 3, 4. Puts Ghost Quarter into play. Just brings in Merchant of the Veil from exile. Coming back from his little adventure to Dredge. I'd probably at this point just block the Amalgam. It's the most damage and probably the hardest of all of them to come back into play. Can't block obviously the Narcomoeba, it flies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 5 after he blocks. Yep. So then Cliff untaps, and we'll see if he can do anything here. He's got Abrupt Decay in his hand, it looks like. Some land. Raging Ravine. I assume here he's going to put the Raging Ravine into play. That comes into play tapped. Gives him another creature later on to help chump. And he's got the Abrupt Decay ready to kill one of his creatures, so he's still not sitting bad. But still not good because all of his creatures can come back fairly easy. So he dredges life from the Loam. We'll see what we hit here. Alright, puts in the graveyard a Shriekhorn, another Life of the Loam, and a Stinkweed Imp, the big dredger. That's the big hit he wanted to hit. Get in there with everybody again. Get those beats in. Let's keep the adventurer back. So one gets Abrupt Decay, the other gets blocked, and he takes 1. So we're going to see... Life of the Loam. For nothing, bring back... Oh, he's using this ability. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. And he dredges another Creeping Chill, which does 3 damage, but he gains 3. I don't think it matters at this point. He's going to play a land, get back both of his gas, and get back his Amalgam. Bing, bang, boom. Check that out. Untaps, draws. He's got 4 lands. Puts it on Scavenging Ooze. He gets a Scavenging Ooze, but I think that is too little too late. There's not any creatures in any graveyards. So, no, he's got the... He does have a Merchant in the Veil over there to eat. That makes Scooze a 3/3 and turn his guy into a 5/5. So we'll see here. Untaps. Dredges. The Burglar. Hits an Amalgam and another Narcomoeba. In perfect order, because now we can get some more beatdown in the air. This time he gets in with everybody that he can. That second Narcomoeba cannot attack. I don't think. That does not have haste. I don't think so. I don't think it mattered either way. As that was a pretty vicious beating. Now, I mean, you can see that happens a lot game 1. Of course, in this board, we're going to bring in a bunch of ley lines. Possibly see... You know, Damnation isn't bad in the position, because at least buys you a turn when he drops everything into play. You have to remake him dredge it all and re-bring it back all into play. And then, I don't know if he runs more Scavenging Oozes in the board. But clearly this is one of those post-board games. It becomes much better for Jund. They have a lot of answers to graveyard stuff, but I assume that the Dredge player is going to bring in those Lava Axes, hit some of those creatures. If you can like pop a Scavenging Ooze before it gets too big, or you got Kalidases, you can hit those. Just a really good card to bring in. So, but we're going to get on to game 2 here. Speed this up. Let's see if Cliff can redeem himself. Redemption is at hand. Still a rough matchup for him, so we'll see. Oh yeah, it's Dustin did mull to 5, so he's going to put 2 cards back that are going on the bottom of the deck. But with Dredge, with the new mulling system, he gets hit by a Flying Blood Crypt. Apparently, Cliff is angry, going to try and cut him. But with the new mulling system, it doesn't hurt Dredge that much because it only needs a Dredge card and a card to obviously use it like Cathartic Reunion to draw. And it doesn't care. It could have a 4-card hand as long as it has 2 land, a Cathartic Reunion, and a Dredge spell. So then you go draw, Cathartic, and go off. That's why it definitely is one of the benefactors of the new system. Other decks, you know, you want to shoot for like a ley line, so they're going to mulligan to hit a ley line to beat it. But if they don't hit it, they're still punished because then they only get 6 cards. So it's definitely something that benefits Dredge a lot more. The London mulligan rule. So Cliff leads off with a Grim Flare. Not a bad start. Could put a pretty hefty clock on him. And Dustin uses Merchant of the Veil again. And perfect. He does the discard Dredge. And let's see it. There it is. It's a Narcomoeba and a Creeping Chill. Not a bad start, actually. He doesn't have too many other ways to dredge so far, and he hit both Shriekhorns. So we'll see. It could have been a lot worse. Before he draws, he hits another Merchant. So we'll see what he can do here. He's going to discard that again and dredge, and hopefully whiff again. Hitting one Narcomoeba is not real huge. Alright, so he does get another Dredger. He does get a Demogolem, a zombie, and a Conflagrate. So that was a much better Dredge hit right there. And then now his normal draw for the turn is going to be dredging the Golgari Thug. He hits a Bloodghast. Hopefully he's got a land in his hand. That'll set things off. A third Shriekhorn. So we gotta hope that he misses a land drop. If not, he is going to just bring a bunch of dudes into play. He does have a land drop, it looks like. Wooded Foothills comes down, triggers Bloodghast, and gonna trigger the zombie. That'll come into play at end of turn. Gets in there for one. Still not bad for all the dredging he just did. Bloodstained Mire cracks it. See what he gets. Saw that he had Liliana in his hand, but at this point he could just sack Narcomoeba, or if he wants to keep Narcomoeba, sack Bloodghast, knowing that he can just crack his Wooded Foothills and get his Bloodghast back. So even Liliana right now isn't doing much. He's doing some math. I was probably just checking damage. That's what it is. Should taking one from the Narcomoeba. Whips the Liliana down. Gonna make him sack something. Correct choice is the Bloodghast, because he's definitely guaranteed 100% to get it back. Keep the Narcomoeba around for a possible second sack. Gets him with a Grim Flare, so you can trigger that. And he's going to look at what he wants to put in his graveyard and what he doesn't want. Alright, so they all go back up top. That's a good sign. There's lots of good stuff up there. Cracks the Wooded Foothills. Probably going to grab a Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt comes into play tapped. And that should bring back in the Bloodghast. Alright, so board position still pretty open. Bloodghast comes back into play. Three, four, five, six. I mean, at this point, I'd still just send one poking damage at Liliana. It's not really a threat, but just to pop it for one. I mean, I guess technically even the +1 might help. And Dustin out, discard more Dredgers, but at this point, I think his engine's going pretty okay. Cathartic Reunion, maybe 2 mana. That'd be just the ultimate move right now. 3, 4, 5, 6. You can hit him for 6 if he ignores Liliana, but again, that one extra incidental point should not go Liliana might be worth it. To Conflagrate. Oh yeah, I forgot he had that sitting in there. Pitches 3, 1, 2, 3. Just takes him all off the board anyways. Knocks him out, gets in there for 6. Knocking Cliff to 8. I don't know, it seems like one of those bad matchups that, you know, you're not going to win fair against Dredge. So with his opening hand where he had Grimflayer and he had Liliana, I may have mulliganed. It just seems, again, when you don't have an insane start, like if you don't have a skews or anything else, the game just is not in your favor, and you can't just pray for your opponent's Dredge deck to not fire off. Give yourself that fighting chance. And even if you do mulligan and hit that Leyline or mulligan and hit the skews, they could have that one card that kills it anyways, but at least you've given yourself that fighting chance. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. Taps 4. Bloodbraid comes down. Misses on a hunt. And gains 6. Goes up to 14. Entering the Storm by gaining 2. This is a 3-life gain, 3-life Storm gain life card. 3 per card played. And he beats him down for a couple points. Dustin Dredges. See what we can put in there. Ooh, double Bloodghast and another Creeping Chill. Drain him for 3, gain 3. And, oh, bam! Narcomoeba into double Bloodghast. Oh, he doesn't have the land to bring back the Bloodghast. He doesn't, I don't think, though. So he just casts Merchant of the Veil. And gets in there for some beatdown. Cliff on taps. Pretty sure he's just going to enter the scoop phase here. There's not much I don't think he can do. Goes to 4. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve. Is Cliff even wearing a sweatshirt? I don't think he's got sleeves. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't not know what those were. They were out of nowhere. So, alright, let's see what he's got here. Let's see what he's got. Culligan's Command. It's going to kill the Bloodghast. And bring back a Grimflare. Cast Grimflare. He's still alive, guys. He's still alive. Let's just hit a Creeping Chill and finish him off. Passes a turn. Throws a Termaglyph at himself. Going to Dredge. Alright, let's get some final Dredge cards in here. Hit another Amalgam. Another Golgari Thug. And a Stinkweed. All he needs is a land now to bring back his entire army of Bloodghasts. Going to use his ability to discard. And then Dredge. Just amazing that that card fits so perfectly into this deck. And when you hit your 3 lands, you can just use him even more efficiently down the road. Hits his 4th Bloodghast. Not much else going on there. It's funny for how much he's dredged and how much he's done this game and for how little Cliff's interacted with him. Not much has happened. He just poked him and whittled him away this whole game. Assume he just get over in the air for 2. I mean, can't get much else in with your ground guys. Might as well hold them back. No, he's getting it with all of them. All right. Bloodbraid against him, and Grimflare jumps in front of the Amalgam. He takes 2. Board is cleared. 2 Narcomoebas coming in for lethal next turn. Oh, yep, Amalgam shouldn't have died. Not that big. Draws. Slams the Spell Bomb. Spell Bomb. Too little, too late. And he has no way to deal with the Narcomoebas. That was an amazing attempt there. Actually, in this position, if you didn't have 2 flying Narcomoebas, it wouldn't even be that bad. And this is Cliff yelling at Narcomoebas for being too good. Oh, look at, there's that land that would have brought back his player set of Bloodghast. He's going to attempt to put his Termaglyph in the air to block that Narcomoeba, give up line. They shake hands. Dustin wins the rematch. Thank you guys for watching our 4 videos of the week, if you did. Sorry about my sniffles, I do have kind of a cold. Dustin ends up going 4-0 and taking first place out of the 18 players today. Dredge is just a beast to deal with. So, yeah, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next Thursday.